You know, the whole time I had no idea what we were doing.
Yeah, I don't think any of us
Yeah,
did.
isn't that life?
Still trying to work it out.
Yeah.
Then we still didn't know what we're doing today.
This guy, Minash walked in, and then I was like, "Oh, so what are we doing today?" And he's like, "Oh, no, Perry's got it sorted." And I was like, "No,
Perry's
Perry's gonna walk in and be like, so what are we doing today?" And I was like,
That's exactly what
just like
happened.
old times then.
But also, I think one thing that we realized also, like in some of those first episodes that like probably never got aired, is that when we did try and plan, that it didn't come out natural either, right?
Yeah.
So like there was probably some planning that we probably should have done, but yeah, if we tried to plan too much, then it wasn't very natural.
Hello and welcome to The Human Now, where we're discussing ideas around what it means to be in this state of time. My name is Akash, and today I'm joined by the OGs. So if you don't know these guys, you just got to go all the way back to the beginning. These are the guys who were there when this podcast started. They were there right from day one in terms of creating everything here. We started in a room with just like a table, I think, around a table, and pretty much worked its way up to what you see on the screen today. So I'd just like to introduce Minash, Perry, and Karishma. Perry,
What's up?
Thank you.
how's it going?
Very good.
Good.
Welcome back, man. It's been a long
been a while.
time. Yeah, Perry, what were you saying? When was the last
Just saying,
episode?
the last episode that we did together was Christmas 2018.
2 years.
It's been 2 years.
More than 2 years.
So, yeah, it's been a very long time.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know if we should be offended or
Yeah.
what.
He's obviously had
We
bigger and
haven't
better
been
people.
on-
Eh?
We haven't
Hey.
been on since
Too good for us.
Well, nah, man, doors always been open. But I think it's been an interesting journey, and I think that's what today's kind of about as well, is just to take some time to go back and talk about where we started, where we came from. I think it'd be cool to talk about what everyone thought the podcast was back then, and what you guys think about it now. You know, you guys have had some time away from the thing, and you guys listen to the podcast and everything. And yeah, I'd just be keen to hear what you guys think about it as well. And if you guys have got any questions, then you know, I'm happy to. I'm an open book.
So why don't we start with you first? So what was your sort of goal for the year?
My goal for the year. My goal this for the year that's just completed, 2020. I think it was kind of like a big kind of wake up call for me in terms of what I was trying to do with the podcast. For me, it was, I found like my why and my purpose with this was to make positivity louder.
Mhm.
So any type of conversation or the thing that the fire inside of me and for why I do this is when I put the end content out, it's a bit of positivity, you know, and every time we're doing something for the human now, the undertone is, we're making positivity louder. That's all I don't know if I did it this year like as well as I could have, just with the way the year was, but that's what I tried to do, and that's kind of what my realization was.
And that was from the start of the year?
Yeah, it was pretty much after like I found out about. Did you guys listen to the podcast with Fraser? Well, you guys know of Fraser, right? 10,000 Dreams.
Mhm.
So after I heard about his project and what he does, I was like, man, this guy's got like such a clear, like a crystal clear purpose, right? His thing's to film 10,000 people. And his work's all about dreams. And so that got me like really thinking like, okay, cool. You're doing a podcast, but what is it about? You know, what's the why in that one thing? And I think since then, after the hearing and seeing about his work and meeting him, I was like, it's positivity, you know, for me.
Can I take a step back and ask you to define positivity?
Hmm. That'll be all right. I think for me, what positivity is it's an attitude or an outlook towards something. And for me, positivity is no matter what the situation is, it's to always think in that positive mindset or that way forward. That even though we've got a negative situation, we still have to have these things. But the final thought to it is, how is this going to help me to grow? How am I going to move forward? How am I thinking of this in a positive light? I think that's what positivity would be for me.
Cool. So 2020 was very crazy. Tell us about your year and your journey with the podcast, because I know, like from watching it, there was a lot of gaps.
Yeah,
a lot of
so many.
A lot of gaps.
Yeah.
Talk us through that and what happened and why and
Yeah. So I think I started the year off quite well. You know, it was kind of like, yeah, let's do this. I had the momentum and everything. Everything was smooth sailing, I'd like to say. I got into a rhythm where I was able to shoot, get in touch with people and get them to come in. I was able to set everything up, get everything edited as well. There's a bit of it's a bit of a process, but I had it kind of figured out, right? And then two big things kind of happened. I had uni, like my final thesis, which was due, and then the lockdown as well. Now, I feel like the lockdown was more of an excuse for me not to do anything, just because like with technology today and the equipment we got, you can still like connect it up to a computer and Zoom people through, you know, so there was no excuse for that to happen. But I think I needed to give my energy towards my thesis, which demanded like pretty much 24/7 of all my energy. I was like dedicated to one thing. So I thought, okay, cool, let me just do that. And then I started back up again after that, and I was recording podcasts. And then the episodes get really long as well. Like they were like an hour, hour and a half, almost 2 hours long. And then I was like, I wanted to add in more cameras as well, just to change up the views a bit, you know? So then linking all that up, editing everything, and then just the process of it takes a bit long. And then that with work as well, full time, and what I want to do in my career and how that adds up. Like for me, I'm putting like the podcast and positive content out, but still my career and what I'm doing, that's how I actually want to change the world. You know, so that kind of takes precedent or priority in my life.
Yep. And
so then that also demanded more out of me as well. Like just this end of year, I had to do a lot of I was working on a project, and that was pretty much working every day and every night just to get it out right up until Christmas Eve. And so like, if I've got a spare weekend, then I'll interview people, but it's that post processing part which also takes long. You know, you got to, it's like you can record everything, but then you got to go through it, you got to cut it all up, and then you still got to formulate it to put everything out on all the platforms. Like it takes a lot, you know. And I was in a routine where I had like Sundays was like podcast day. I'd shoot and record and edit everything on one day and have it ready to put it out on like a Wednesday. But it also demands a lot. And so I was like, instead of beating myself down where I was like, I have to get it out every week. It's like, I'm just going to do it when I can, you know. And like on my personal page, I still post for something. I do like what I think is like a positive post or something just about my day, which is again making positivity louder. So that still happens every day. But in terms of the podcast, I can only do that when I've got the energy and the space to do it, you know. And so for me, it's also been a big thing to think about. Like, you got to think about the people who engage with it. They like to they like to know when things are coming out, you know. If you want your audience to grow, then it has to be consistent with that the algorithms, all the robots and to get your stuff out on social media. But I think for me, it was just like, well, stuff all that. This is, at the end of the day, it's just a bit of positivity, And so I want to put out the best, not just the best product, but if I'm going to put something positive out, then I have to be ready and have the energy to do it, to do it properly and then put it out. So that's why it's kind of been up and down this year. And I think I want to work on that for the year coming, where it is a lot more regular. I found so the first half of my year was a lot to do with me being in uni and that uni life, and then it transitioned into full-time work and trying to figure out how that fits into my routine. So I think I took a lot of learnings out of that. And so I'm going to translate that into the year coming. So the consistency is something that I want to work on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's also to just draw a line in the sand and be like, nah, actually on Sundays, that's time for you, personal time, which I got to take out, stop, and actually dedicate that towards this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise you can get consumed in, which my life was in my work, which is also good, because I feel like I'm still living to my purpose, but this is also part of it. And it's also my break away from work, which is actually good as well. I think it was just been a lot of learnings in the second half of the year about how I can adapt and adjust my routine to work.
So what's been the loudest message you've had from someone that you've interviewed this year?
It's a good question.
What was the question?
The loudest message you've got from someone you've interviewed.
I think I can remember when I had Ace on, and he was talking, and I think I asked him about what it means to be human or now, and he said it's to hear the birds sing, and for me that was just man, I feel like I need that in my life right now to just stop, So for me that was the loudest. I think he was saying to be now. To hear the birds sing is along the lines of that, What about for you guys? From if you listen to the episodes, I know, might be a bit salty here. You guys haven't been on for a couple of years.
I don't know.
Was there anything memorable for you guys, or?
Well, the one that I was just listening to is the newest one with Devin.
Yeah.
And just how you both talked about, because I'm very passionate about people finding what they want to do in life, and similar to you, right? If you didn't have the time to dedicate to this, or you didn't want to dedicate that time to this right now, for whatever reason, you weren't doing it, right? In the same way, if you don't love what you're doing, you're not going to be able to do it. And I think it was really important how both of you guys were saying that if it's best to just take time out, from after school, between uni or whatever it is your next step is, and just do a whole bunch of different things, and find what it is that lights your soul on fire. For me, that's always something that's been important to me, but to hear it from two creatives as well is really stuck out.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Curry?
I think mine, I don't know a particular moment, but I think the people you did have on this year and hearing their stories and watching them grow. We did Randy and Neil and Mikey this year, right?
Randy, Neil's on there. Theirs is still coming out.
Yeah.
Randy's on there. Local, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, watching him was cool because I've known him since intermediate, and then so to see him from there to now living what he wants to do and enjoying life.
Yeah.
And just smashing, it's pretty much smashing life and just living. It was so cool to see because it's oh, man, you were just this in intermediate and now you're all the way up. Yeah.
Like what?
We're just now.
It's still the same site.
Yes, the same site. But no, I think seeing everyone grow and hearing their stories And then especially just like being from the same community and seeing that like you could also be doing that, and they're just ordinary people, like just chasing what they want to do. Yeah, I think that's been the coolest moment for me.
Yeah, I think like I think like seeing you like interview a different range of people was cool this year. I think that's probably something that, you know, stood out. So I can't think of a, you know, particular message or anything like that, but yeah, you know, you've had a lot of variety, and it's not like there's a lot of passionate people that you've interviewed and stuff like that this year as well. And I think that is very like you know, you vibe well with that, and those sort of conversations are easy to listen to as well.
I remember saying multiple times, like, where did you find this person?
Yeah.
Like how? And yeah, I guess it's just testament to you of the amount of work that you put into it, and it's all word of mouth, right? It's
pretty much.
You interview someone,
like,
they refer you, and
yep.
So yeah, again, it's just testament to you and the amount of work that you've put into it. So it's been very cool to see for the last 2 years. I mean, I would have liked to be here, but you know, whatever. No, but yeah, I think that's another thing that's really stood out for me is the caliber of people. Actually, I understand why we didn't come back.
Yeah, exactly.
How many episodes has it been, or are you up to now? And how many have you released? How many have you got banked? And
someone got the internet? Can they just?
Everyone's got the internet, man.
Mate,
let's check. If you go on, just check the website's probably the best. Or on
website. What website?
That's right, man. humannow.co.nz. See, I'm just doing a plug. I think it might be 130 something.
What?
Yeah.
Episodes.
Yeah. I think.
When we at like 36?
It's not 100. It's like 30 something.
When we at like 36?
37.
I had the 30. The
God.
100 was just like
Get out of
dreaming.
here.
The dream.
The 30 was me dreaming.
Next year. This time next year.
This time next year is 137. 37.
37. So
That's
there's
released.
37 released, and then there's 3 more in the bank.
Can you tell us who they are and what we can expect?
So the next one coming out is with the boys from Better Co.
Yep.
So Vina and Alistair came in. We talked about money and our relationship with it. So yeah, that's pretty much ready to come out. I just got to cut the trailer for that. And then there's also the next one after that will be with Avniel and Mikey. So they came in and talked about their journey going to the World Hip Hop Champs and competing, and I think they came 4th.
Yeah, they can.
I think as well. So that one was cool because we went to school with those boys.
Yeah.
But then we also shot videos with them through Nash Street and things like that. So to see them grow from school to that, to then, you know, representing on this platform, to seeing what they're doing now, that was cool. And then the other one was with my mate Benji, who I went to architecture school with, and to pretty much see him go through all of university, go and work for a little bit, and then decide that the architecture wasn't for him, and so he's just starting up his own like video and media company.
Wow. Nice.
So yeah, that's all in the bank, and then this one here. So if that was 37 out there, then this is probably the 41st episode. So yeah.
Nice.
It's been good. We're getting closer to the 100. Yeah, what's it been for you guys? Like when you guys started, what did you guys think the podcast was about?
What was it about?
Well, why did you guys even start?
Why did we start?
Or why did you like personally join? Maybe.
I remember this very clearly. I was like, I think it was like the day of, and you guys needed an extra person.
You are a +1 week.
I was like, he was like, "What are you doing tonight?" And I was like, "Nothing." He's like, "Do you want to come be on the podcast?" I was like, "Nah." He was like, "Just come." I was like, "Okay," and then just turned up, and then just sitting at the table.
Yeah, probably
and
I was probably
like,
the same.
And then we're just sitting at the table, and I was like, "Okay, this is alright. Like, I could do this more often." And then that's how it started.
Yeah. Harry.
What was the question? Why?
Why? Yeah. Going back to day one.
I think following you along your journey of Human Now, I remember sitting at Fraser's,
yep,
and talking about it, and I don't know, it sort of just seemed like the next natural step,
yep,
to get your message out. I don't think I thought too much about it at that point.
Yeah.
It was just like a very spur of the moment. This is what you should be doing. And then I think the way we vibe is, we should do this. You're like, yeah, king. And then it was like the following week it was happening.
Yeah.
And you, the 137 episodes is probably the 100 that we did before we released any. And so, yeah, it was new, it was exciting. And I just know that anything that you put your time and effort into, your energy, your mind, your heart, is going to be a success. And then to come along the ride with these two other chumps, I just knew it was going to be a fun ride.
Yeah.
And really, that's just how it started.
Yeah.
But then to see it grow, and then when we did start talking about what is human and what is now, and then to hear feedback and all of that sort of stuff, it was, I mean, I couldn't have thought of another platform, or another podcast platform to be a part of. So yeah. So what started off as just a bit of fun turned into something that was really cool and powerful.
So I think like I probably started listening to podcasts quite seriously, a couple of years ago as well. And I think what we spoke about was we just want to start having discussions that we were sort of having offline, and let's just start having some of these discussions, and release it. So for me, I think I always felt like, which probably what ended up being, is like I was going to be like a stepping stone for, let's get this started, and then you'd probably just run wild and, fly away with millions of viewers and all that sort of stuff. The 136
and forget about us.
Yeah.
2 years later, here we are.
So I think that I was always envisioned that, so first of all, it was about like, I think that you are very, you have the ability to like have these conversations with people, and we were sort of, the first step of it all, which was cool. And I think it was important and it was fun, but also like I sort of always knew that, okay, there was going to be, like all these other famous people, all these other people that you're interviewing and stuff like that, and getting their message out and all that sort of stuff. So I thought that that's what I assumed that's where it would go and how it would grow. So I was sort of like, keen to be part of the journey, and yeah.
The whole time I had no idea what we were doing.
Yeah, I don't think any of us did.
Isn't that life?
Still trying to work it out.
Yeah, we still didn't know what we're doing today.
These guys, Minesh walked in, and then I was like, "Oh, so what are we doing today?" And he's like, "Oh, nah, Perry's got it sorted." And I was like, "No, Perry's gonna walk in and be like, so what are we doing today?" And I was like,
that's exactly what happened.
Like old times then.
But also, I think one thing that we realized also, like in some of those first episodes that like probably never got aired, is that when we did try and plan, that it didn't come out natural either, right?
Yeah.
So like there was probably some planning that we probably should have done, but if we tried to plan too much, then it wasn't very natural.
You're gonna say something?
No.
No, I think it's been good, and like I said, that I didn't really know what I was doing, and I think it's been a mess of like figuring out of like everything and where this has been going, and like, and I think it goes back to what you were saying at the beginning, about the why and the whole positivity. I think that was like the little thing in me up until now, which was like, nah, we're missing this one little bit, and so I think once that kind of clicked, then it was a little bit easier for when I contacted other people to be like, oh, this is the Human Now, and our purpose is to make positivity louder. And, and after they hear that, they're like, oh, sweet. First it's discussing like, what does it mean to be human? Like no one ever talks about that. What does it mean to be now? And then this positivity part, I feel like everyone that we've engaged so far has somehow wanted to also communicate that, which has been good as well. You know, it's cool. It's been cool to see that what we like you're saying, the way we all communicate offline in our day to day and who we are and what we've learned. You know, we have these types of discussions. There are other people out there as well who have them and want to share them as well. So yeah, that was my 2 cents to that discussion.
Cool. I think were you gonna say something? Is there anything else that we have to? Are we ready to finish, or? Because I would like to close by saying I wish you all the best. I hope this time next year we are sitting at 137 episodes.
Yeah, man.
Can we make a request that when you're doing your 137th episode, that's OGs again?
Yeah. And that'll be the next time you see us on this podcast.
And not the 150th, 125th, no, 137.
Okay. 137 is the one that we won.
Yep.
But yeah, just all power to you. Wish you all the best. If there's anything that we can do as the OGs to help you be more consistent and whatnot, then please let us know. But yeah, I think you're doing an amazing job. Your interviewing style and techniques has immensely improved.
Yeah.
So that's something to really take away and to be proud of, because I guess that's what just doing it and practice does. And so yeah, just awesome work and well done.
Thanks, man.
And thank you for starting this platform.
I want to thank you guys so much for the belief, you know, that you guys had in me and in this idea of what the Human Now is. You know, it's never easy to do something by yourself, and so you guys made it that much easier. You know, like, I still love the whole thing before this even got aired. You know, that journey between that, where the first episode was even released. That was so much fun. You know, that was us just trying to figure everything out, testing things, being mic'd up, sitting on the stools or around a table. So I just want to thank you guys. You know, like, everything here is not only because of me, but it's actually because of you guys. So I want to thank you guys as well.
That's completely not true, but thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Sweet, man. We're doing good for time. So I think, that was it. I think it's been a good journey so far, and there's so much more to go. But it was nice to just have a moment to step back and, you know, have a look, and then also to see where we're going. And yes, by no means are you not allowed to be on until 137. You guys can come back whenever, man. I'm ready to just, you know, anytime, day and night. It's just, everything's set up, so I'm always ready to have a conversation.
Cool.
Good.
Sweet.
Work.
Cool. Thank you so much for coming along, giving your time, your energy. Also to everyone, not only who have joined today, and even if this is your first episode, but people who have been following from day one, whether you've been watching, whether you've been listening, somehow or other you've given feedback, anything like that. Everyone here has so much appreciation for your love and support. And like we said, this doesn't just stop. It's something that always keeps going. So with that being said, thank you so much. Please keep sharing your love. If you've got any suggestions, please forward them through to info@thehumannow.co.nz. And until next time, be human, be now. Done.
Nice.
Good timing.